Y'all brought up nigga
I'm up on
earlier.
you,
Was there a lot of racism back then? Like, obviously there was, but racism with you, like your experience.
When the fuck is back then?
I'm high right now. I'm high right now, but
in the 40s, back in the olden days.
I'm talking about
yes, the dinosaurs were out of pocket.
And I'm Mike Tyson.
who cares?
And today we have a special guest, the most
I'm a play ranked by myself so I can carry y'all shitter you and a ding garbage ass.
Alright, say less. Say less.
Look good, man.
I'm gonna hop on the rank
Likewise,
with you.
sir. Thank you. I'm feeling exactly how I look.
Yeah, you looking great, man.
Money Mike and Mike Tyson, man. You guys haven't met a
Hello,
few
I'm Mike
different
Typhon.
guys before, man.
I've been in some of his shows and shit.
That's how you be talking.
Bro,
Yeah,
do you
beat
remember
your
the
ass,
first
though.
time y'all met?
Tell me about this shit.
Absolutely. I'm not a person
Mike Tyson
that's
beat this shit out you.
really gets starstruck just because I read a lot of autobiographies when I was young, so I thought I knew thousands of people because I knew their life story and their journeys and their trajectories, but this guy...
He didn't say Mike Tyson, he said Typhon.
At the point in my life when I heard about Mike Tyson, he became like this superhero figure, just because whatever time we were on, as far as being in the street, he was already on that. The understanding the power of the color black and of not having frills and letting us in on the mind work of a fighter.
Absolutely.
That hadn't really been done. We had to go to like WWE or somewhere to get the personality that was attached.
Know why I always wore black? Because black is ominous.
So ominous. Yeah. And then so I met him at a Laker game. Chick Hearns was one of my dear friends. I love Chick Hearns. And I went to a Laker game. And I never, for some reason, I never knew Mike's height, right? So I generally judge men by their aura. So spiritually, I know whether somebody in the room is holding some sort of weight universally, but other than that, I don't really focus on that. But I couldn't believe how much space this guy takes up in the scheme of things. So yeah, I'll always remember shaking his hand and meeting him for the first time because he became real right then.
Was it like surreal? Like his energy was like, because I remember he used to like shake shit up everywhere you go, man.
I'm just passing through. It's passing through, you know what I mean? I'm overrated and God's just blessing me, giving me the light. That's all.
There was a weird encounter at the You and Suge Knight saw him at
You seen that video when Mike Tyson was off editable? That shit was hella rolling on the floor laughing, 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 face holding back tears, face holding back tears, face holding back tears.
They were at your rehab and it was so weird.
Tell us about that shit, Katt.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That sounds like a multi-part question, and I unfortunately only have an answer for one. So, yeah, I spent time with Suge Knight. I'm often in the company of scary individuals. Just
I love that.
There's a safety and a comfort in being around
love that shit.
If you're that type of person, and if you're
for real, it's a comfort.
That type of person is very hard for you to trust anything or anybody or any situation. So a lot of times I bring comfort in those type of situations. I don't know in the story who was in rehab.
I'm always in rehab back
there. He was Bobby Brown.
This is how you got the growth.
Listen, I'm a fool. I'm a relapse specialist. I always relapse and shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the best students.
Been in 20 rehabs.
Yeah.
All my friends OD'd and shit.
You're right. a true survivor, man.
Right, but we got that then and now. Like there are no hero stories where the guy walks away unscathed in this.
No one gets out of here
experience. Free. And if you can somehow put yourself in a position where you collect the scars instead of being full of scars, then you can get something for yourself out of it.
Tis the season for clean balls, from stocking stuffers to white elephant to Manscaped products, or at the top of every wish list. Manscaped is a one-stop shop for all the holiday needs. After Christmas,
orders and emails from stressed
and stress during the holiday rush. When you're free,
use 60
promo code
on promo. That is insane. They killing this channel just with that promotion.
You and Mike have like the same kind of like background. Your circle is small. Your club is like.
They did four of them like
you speak of trust.
20 seconds.
Big at one time.
No, I'm talking about like you say he fuck with Suge Knight. That's like even there's other cats too that he's not even saying, but it's a small club.
I learned a lot from him, and yes, that's the thing about me is the only real thing I get out of a daily experience is the fact that I'm guaranteed that I am going to find out something today that I didn't know yesterday. And I know how much stronger that makes me the more times that happens. So I was trying to be the Mike Tyson of comedy, no matter what that meant, because I understood that we watched somebody come out of nowhere, and then we watched the fact that there was this whole space of time before the bandwagon when it was when the great portion of the people coming to the fight are coming to see this guy get hurt. And as the betting person, you're going, I don't think you guys understand what this dude has already fought. Like, unless a demon comes out.
Oh, shit.
And at some point, it just becomes the law of average. Other than that, it's a joy to watch. I tried to be that comedically.
But what people don't know about comics and champions, that they have to understand loss. You know, there's no way you're going to be the best ever if you don't understand loss. If not in your profession, then in life. You have to understand loss and overcome loss.
Javante Davis, bro. Javante might fuck around and just start dog walking niggas, bro. He can really go dog walk Roach, dog walk Shakur, dog walk Lomachenko. Like, he could really go do that. Then retire on that. Who gonna say he not the GOAT? But that's what that loss will make somebody do. He wasn't gonna have to fight like 2 out of the 3 people if he never lost. If his record was the same. If Roach didn't do that. He wasn't gonna have to do this rematch. He was gonna have to fight.
Because life is about loss. As you get older, you lose your friends, you lose your hair, you lose your teeth, and you lose your interest in to live. And that's what life is truly about. At the end, we all lost.
Is this similar, like boxing and comedy in the truth?
Absolutely.
As far as like getting paid in the beginning, like,
no,
were you part of that cheap pay in the beginning, or you know, coming from Cincinnati, like what was the cheapest pay you got, and what was the cheapest pay you got to box?
Yeah, I'm hoping that it doesn't correlate at all. But comedically, I spit chitlin. That mean getting enough money out of the chitlin circuit to be wealthy. That's a lot of chitlins. So I worked for zero money more times than I worked for $25,000 in the beginning. So it's okay that it gets to this point. Working for free was part of it. I'm saying that's kind of like the training process of boxing.
Stop calling me. Y'all gonna stop calling me an unemployed fuck. Or Allah, let me chill out.
What you're willing
that nigga
to
like
not
to
have and what you're willing to deal with. And comedy itself is about taking the same tragedy and trauma that everybody else is dealing with it and somehow wringing something of value out of it. So taking something that's terrible and tragic and traumatic and to be able to present that and get somebody to laugh in that context is universally important.
I mean, sacrificing years of just not seeing money, that's crazy. But
I didn't get paid my 3 fights. My first 3 fights as a pro, I didn't get paid, but I wanted the people to see me. Once they saw me, I knew they would pay me money.
Yeah, exposure.
I mean, you were so young. Did you know how much you were getting paid? Like,
I didn't care. I didn't
give a fuck.
I wanted to reach my goal. I wanted to be the greatest that ever been born.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, coming at me in New York, I know so many comedians, they get paid like $30 and you know, they get like some kind of bar money and stuff like that.
Hey, listen, in order to be the greatest, you have to be at the lowest.
Yeah. I never worshipped the bag, so that differentiated me from all of my peers. Like I know what money's good for, and I know that the more of it you have, the more useful you can be, but it... God has a higher standing on my list of things than the bag does.
God not gonna give you $1 million if you don't know what to do with 1,000.
It's no shit on you that you are working this much and not getting paid, because what I'm really doing is working so that when I do get paid, I can change the craft to where these comics felt like they could have one act and do that for 20 years. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to switch it to the point where everybody got to come with new material every time, because that's the way it go. And things will change from the inside, because I'm going to say from the start, I'm an outsider coming in the industry and you don't need to like me. But there's so many blessings in just having a plan and working the plan.
How did you kickstart your career though? Where was it that, you know, started Katt Williams pop off? Was it like Cincinnati? Was it New York? Was it LA?
I don't know. Oh, no, thank you. I appreciate you. Bless you.
Giving him some nuts.
That's a pleasure, man.
This guy's nuts, man.
Right.
Oh, that shit I be
That's your real friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I appreciate it.
So you don't remember
not Cincinnati. I was born in Cincinnati. I was raised in Dayton, but none of that is...
all Mac stuff.
Yeah, that's right, but I didn't know. I thought it was regular. But yeah, comedically, I was born in a little suburb of Tampa, Florida, and then I was nurtured in Oklahoma City, and then I just kept pecking comedy hotspots to go work out at for a couple of years. So I spent a few years in Sacramento, and then I spent a few years in Oakland, and then I felt like I was comedically at the point I needed to be, and then I came to Los Angeles.
Wow, man, that's crazy. These guys hustling.
That must have been overwhelming when you got here, huh? All these different personalities in this one room. You know, when you're in that comedian circle, everybody's in the room together. Till you blow up and have your own little room.
Right. I was older than my counterparts when I started, and there were already 300 African-American comedians that were already famous in America, and I made a list of them, and I was just trying to figure out, how am I going to position myself where I can be a part of this conversation, and how far can I get this conversation in? So competition and competitiveness are, you know, a part of the craft that I excel at.
I mean, the whole world looks at you like you're a unicorn, but did you look up to like a comedian? Like how all these other comedians, those big up like Richard Pryor, they big up like, I feel like God just found you or something. Like, you're just so unique. Is this somebody you used to look up to be funny? You were always funny.
On the street, man, you don't expect him to talk like that, right?
I had a different take on comedy. Like I didn't understand that you could be funny for a living. I didn't get that part of the correlation. It's just I understood that when people made you laugh, that was work, and they were putting in work. So I had for 50 white comic guys, there was 50 black comic guys, and I thought they were just part of the comedy community. And there's no real pressure.
Do you know Robin Harris? You didn't meet Robin Harris, have you?
Right before he had passed, right as I was moving to Los Angeles.
You would have loved this man. This man was
Everybody
beautiful.
said that. Yeah. I've gotten to be around so many great individuals.
But you have been. Just like me, everybody that's great is not good. You know, I met a lot of great people, but most of the great people I met wasn't good people.
They be weirdos.
You seem to be an expert in identifying those individuals over the years. Do you believe in all that planting, all that industry planning stuff with Hollywood?
What are you talking about?
The way they choose like certain comedians to be like, because Katt is like a legend in itself, but he never went the route of like politics or the narrative.
No. Name another comedian that did. Don't be no chicken, you know.
What?
Yeah, they were just here.
He said they were just here.
You're so politically correct.
What a blessing.
I mean,
that's his own skill.
I mean, he has a list of people that over the years, there's always like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. He's into that. But
tell me about your conspiracy, brother. What you believe in? He said you believe in that way.
Katt has the science. What's the science of everything right now? What's your science of everything, Katt?
I'm never pretending to know the answers to things that I'm going into. I'm going into it trying to find out the answers. So that frees me up, that my ego's not involved in what the answer turns out to be. But we collect information, and there aren't that many conspiracy theories anymore, because we found out that all conspiracy theories, there's a nugget of truth in there. It came from somewhere. That's where it became a theory. And then it progressed to the point where it became a conspiracy theory because there was something there. So, we don't have to wonder, are there other beings in the universe other than us?
Exactly.
Reverse engineering can only be a thing because of a thing. We can see that in all other industries, if it's not military or government based, there are no leaps in technology anywhere to be seen. It's only in these certain sectors that we're able to jump ahead because of,
I like this. Why do you think we exist? No,
I believe it's a video game.
Boom! I said that today. I said all this. Wow. I was with my wife. No, I said to my wife today. I said, "Wow, this is an illusion. I love you, and I'm gonna be so upset when it's over."
Right.
Yeah, I thought that. Wow, I said that today.
Yeah, we believe that this is
Matrix. This Matrix bullshit. My wife believes. Why you saying the same shit this nigga said?
And well done. It's the reason that everything fits together. Like, it would be enough if there was.
Do you believe in other lives? You lived other life?
I know that whatever is in our body, whatever that weighs, I know that when it leaves here, it still weighs that in the universe. So it's somewhere.
It came to you from somebody.
Yes.
Wow, right? It came to you from somebody. When it leaves you, it's going to go someone else.
Yeah. It's the reason that when you're young, there's a lot of things that you learn that nobody taught you at all. You just...
This whole world is just one big school.
Exactly.
One big school. And when we die, we're not going to know as much as we died, but even as much as we lived. We don't know anything. Only thing we know is what they told us in those books.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or whatever it is.
That's how you know that there's truth in the history, though, because we're now in a place now in history where we're able to know more about the universe than ever. Like, we've been to places now. You know what I mean? We've been to all these planets, and we've had these experiences unlike anybody else in history. But the problem is that whatever they said about the planets 6,000 years ago.
It was bullshit.
No, it was all true, and we are just now finding out. So the question is, how the fuck did they know?
Oh, shit.
Why did they say Mars was the red planet before they got there and explained to us that that's what it was like and what the environment was? How did they know about the rings on that planet, and why were they correct about it? And if they're that correct, what were... I'm saying...
And like I said, who are we? Who's our ancestor? When it first started, how did my ancestor look? My millionth ancestor. Wow, I can't even say a million ain't nothing. A million years ain't shit compared to time. Trillion, who's my trillion? Ooh, life is a bitch, huh?
What is time?
Right.
There's no time. We made time, but
exactly.
It's really eternity.
That's what you were saying when you said the 365 days. So before somebody called it that, then how old were you? Like, how were you measuring your
before Julius Caesar said, hey, motherfucker, this is going to be 1 year because I can't take this shit. So it's no such thing as time. It's eternity, and we turned it into time.
Yeah.
How were you measuring
I thought when I was real young, I thought if you was a great, great man, you generally died around 25 or 26. Oh, wow. So I had planned my life according to that. And I got into this thing about 6 or 7 years old where I was like, yeah, every 7 years, that's almost like a new you. And so I've kept that model going my entire life. So, I've lived 7 whole existences that were separate from the one before it, taking what it takes from it, but...
Really and truly.
Yeah.
That's amazing right there, you know? He could just
That's true. What he's saying is true.
Shit, man.
You know, when you do die young, it's the way it is.
It's easier.
Is that the reason you're who you are? Because when did you figure all that out? In your younger years, or did you have to like?
Why do you think you're that way? Do you ever think your member or your family conduct themselves the way? Who are you? Who do you take after? How do you exist? Who do you learn from? How was your mother and father? What was your relationship?
They were very religious and very in love with one another. So I only saw anything other than that. But I was really a literal person. So when I read in the Bible that Jesus left home at 13, like I'm thinking, wow, I'm really his dude down here. So that's what I'll be doing. So I had
that's weird. That's pretty interesting.
I understood that I thought differently than other people, but I worked it to what its strengths were, and just consumed a lot of information. Like I was blown away by reading. Like I was just blown away that, like in this amount of time, I could go off and go in a room, and when I come out, I know. Like that's the only way I made it through school is by the time we started school, I had already read the whole book. Like I didn't go chapter to chapter. I'm trying to know this whole thing that we're...
Do you think you're an extremist?
I hope so. I hope so, just because I know that there's different stages of everything. So sometimes things curdle, sometimes they rise to the top. I know that any extreme is better than lukewarm, in my experience, and that stagnation is what can't happen.
Oh, wow.
Wins we can prosper in, losses we can learn from, but stagnation takes no losses.
Do you get frustrated, like you can't speak your mind all the time with the media? People kind of look at you like, you know...
Speak your mind. Why you want them to know what you're thinking?
No, I mean, you know, like he sometimes tells his own truth, and other, like...
What is that?
You know, like famous comedians, they always like come at you. I feel like you're up against the machine. Every time I see like videos on you or you know, news press on you,
is up
like
against the
10
machine.
comedians are after you. They always they have an opinion of something you said. So if you say, like for example, you said Eddie Murphy's not like relevant or whatever, it's just the 80s. So, but that's like you're talking about stand up. You know
that was strategically said. That was just to put a crawl in Eddie so he would come out and do stand up, you know?
See, but the thing, when you say that to the narrative,
we call plays.
Yeah, but
so to answer your question, no, I don't feel some sort of way about it because that's where I'm aligned. I'm aligned against the machine.
Wow. See that?
So I understand that, you know.
Gonna be haters.
In media, somebody's getting paid. That's the crux of media, is that something here equals something there.
Wow.
So
you're the numbers guy, and you got paid heavily because you've proven your numbers with your stand-ups and your specials and stuff like that. Did you have to like fight to get those numbers, like to prove to get paid, like or I mean, do you get mad when you see other people get paid without dealing the way you did it?
Well, you know this nigga from Katt.
No.
It's like
really?
I don't. No. I don't get mad about how anybody's trajectory goes. Like I don't. Just because I don't weigh it like that. Like
I want you to say that so they can stop seeing the videos.
Hey, Katt, I don't give a fuck.
Right. Me neither. On or off Toad, I don't care. No. The story.
Let Mike influence you, man.
Cam, when you send in me 100 for heirloom cousin.
100 for heirloom?
You can't turn me into one.
Bro, after we win 5 straight, bro. Nah, after we get to what's Apex Predator on 5 straight.
I'm saying I don't feel like there's things I can't say. I know that in this culture you have to weigh what you say a little bit more. But that's how I got successful in the first place, is I'm considering how it could be taken, what I'm gonna say.
Too high, right?
Exactly. This is really hotboxing with Mike Tyson.
Bro, this nigga grabbed the handful, bro. That shit is hilarious.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you, motherfucking house.
Get on his level.
Oh,
I'm so happy Katt understands the whole science over here.
I appreciate the science.
No, Katt.
The sweet science. Yes, sir.
The popcorn's right here, but I thought it was right here.
It was both of those things. Because there is no time. It's been both of them places.
I just took a handful of and then went back like a fucking clutch.
Just getting closer.
Oh, God.
Is there a list of comedians you fuck with? You want to put that out there? Like a list like you really fuck with? Like you close with or friends with?
Who the fuck you want close with some comedian? You got a question?
I mean, you know, like all the comedians got clicks. I don't know, like you seem to be a loner. Like when I look at your shit,
I'm quietly the king. So the difficulty of that is you're trying not to tax those that are within the realm, if possible. So I stand for comedians that are original and that write and that have a point of view and have a standard of what they deliver. So male and female, this is my 18th 100 city tour. So in each of those tours, I've taken another collection of comedians that fit that bill. So this current tour is
You're very
just
eloquent and sophisticated, you know, as you express yourself. I want to crush everybody to my feet.
I want the same thing. I appreciate that.
You can't be nobody.
He reminds you of you, huh?
Huh? You have to want to crush the world. You have to want to dominate this world. If this is an illusion and we don't have much time to do, we can be whatever we want, right?
Yeah. Right. And if you ask anybody that's on their way out transitioning, that's really the only gripe from anybody is, man, when I had the opportunity to do it this way, I took the safe way too many times, you know? And so there's something to be said about any points in your life where you tried something, where you gave something a go. And the more you do it, the better it is.
Cancel culture, you know, Mike talks about that a lot. It doesn't really affect him. Are you off the list?
Of?
cancel? Like, you got to watch what you say, like, on stand up or.
I think everybody has to watch what they say in this climate, but that's not really what's at stake. See, in our industry, who pays you is who tells you what narrative you're allowed to use. And I'm not paid, so I own my narrative. So that is what makes my opinion valuable at all, is because it's not bought by Republican or Democrat. It's not bought by a religious sect. It's not bought by my connections with this person and that person. It's truly based upon as close to an unfiltered opinion as possible. And yeah, that's the only part of it that's worse than anything. So I'm sure I can be canceled, but
so on this show, right? They cancel me. No, I cancel you, motherfucker. What's the name of that again that I'm associated with? Relevant. So when they cancel, they say, we're gonna cancel you, Mike Tyson. I said, well, really? I'm gonna cancel you, motherfucker.
I was praying it wasn't Manscaped.
Right? Huh?
I'll cancel you, motherfucker.
Cause sometimes I don't like to say bitch, nigga, hoe, and all that shit.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't say that. How the fuck am I have a conversation? But I just try to keep it in perspective. Don't use those words anymore because I realize that we're kings and shit. My daughter read that to me in the Bible, but we can die though. She said we're gods that can die. That's what my daughter told me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to look at myself as a god that can die. And not a nigga no more. That's killing me because I always liked the word nigga, but it's gone now. Well, it's really not gone, but I'm working up it being gone, I guess.
That's real, though.
I'm trying to get it together.
Nigga God is... That's the title of something. Yeah.
Well, I always tell my kids are a little... I don't know my kids. How can I call... What do I say my kids are? They just don't get it. They don't know the power of the word nigga yet. They're privileged. That's the word. They're privileged kids.
Right. But you say that like...
All the time. I say in the house all the time, nigga, he's a golf player, right? So while he's hitting the golf, I mean, you stupid fucking nigga! That's what you gotta be prepared, because people are gonna say that. Right? Now, come on, Katt.
You're absolutely
stop
correct.
That bullshit,
on Meghan Markle's show, Meghan Markle said her and her mom was in the car, and the lady got out. Her mom honked the horn, and the lady got out and said to her mom, nigga. And I'm at home going, no, Megan, she was talking to you too. yeah, that's good parenting. That's good parenting.
Listen, I always put the word, I say it all day, nigga, because they're going to know the power of that word one day.
Right.
They laugh at me. They think I'm a fucking primitive nigga in my house. They read books, Tolstoy and all that shit. I don't know, I read all that shit in prison.
Wow.
Who they think I am? All that shit, Ayn Rand and all that bullshit. I read that stuff in prison. Who are you, little girl, 13 years old, with your little computer? Your computer can't match me. Are you crazy?
Wow.
Yeah, Mike.
Why do you...
I have to check them because they think they know something from these books and all this shit.
They low-key do.
I read those books in prison, okay?
Yeah, but you
gave
get
them on Apex.
Greater
I'm gonna hop on Apex after this, but they know everything he knows. Plus, they just refreshing information that he already learned. Like,
they got no competition.
Sure.
You gotta push them.
Yes.
Where DF it in?
Yeah, well, that's what makes you.
I don't know. It might be too early to baby still.
But they getting something from you. That's why I don't down
What's it in IG?
Like, I understand what he's doing. Like,
hey, anybody kid in the world will listen to
Add
me
him on
but
Discord.
my own. You know, they look at Dad from a different perspective. Everybody in the world loved Dad, but hey, I saw Dad and my mother arguing before, and Dad was out of place. They see that, other people don't see that. And so they're very familiar with your goods and your bad points in life.
Which is healthy, though.
No doubt about it. They're gonna experience that as well.
Right.
But they don't dig it. You know, it's not that they just don't dig it.
I think youth doesn't allow you to get the concept of some things. I don't.
Youth is wasted on the young.
Indeed. Unless you're Peter Pan without being pedophilic like myself and just, you know, this is the height I was in 5th grade, baby, and I have maintained the waistline and everything as far as I can. Like I still watch more cartoons than I am proud to say on a daily basis. Just because.
You a Scooby-Doo type guy?
No.
Oh.
No.
Nah, watch one more VID.
No, because
that's who you were. Huh?
I love
IMA try to hit bronze.
Good as that. You gonna try to hit bronze? He said, "Now watch one more vid." Now this shit like an hour, so it's like 30 minutes left.
I'm too high. I can't even smoke because I'm too high.
But after
Blame me.
after this one,
y'all brought up nigga
I'm up
earlier.
on
Was there a
Apex.
lot of racism back then? Like, you know, obviously there was, but racism with you, like your
When the
experiences.
fuck is back then?
I'm high right now. I'm high right now, but
in the 40s.
Back in the olden days?
I'm talking about
yes, the dinosaurs were out of pocket. We had to kill them all.
Hey, that bitch funny. He said, "Yeah, the dinosaurs were out of pocket."
What's the name of your college?
How did you deal with that? Like, or if you have had experiences with that?
Who? What's the name of your college?
I went to Cedar Post.
What was that like?
Like white kids and getting pregnant and shit like that in dorms.
Okay. Just that shit.
Those racist things.
Look how you talk, Katt. Hey guys, that's the baddest thing in the world. You know that, right, Katt?
Let's go to the trailer park.
You never had no bad experience, like
with racism? Oh yeah. All through my existence.
All through. Holy shit.
Yeah, I did a lot of traveling, so if you do a lot of traveling, you see more.
Oh my God. Is it because your fame, or is it initially your color, or?
Racism takes many forms.
Okay.
It's
judicial system.
It's an offshoot of jealousy, and so that's something that's prevalent around the world, and in America, it just happens to be very out there. But even in Georgia to this day, I'm saying a guy like Herschel Walker.
Camcom more like Kumkum rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, face holding back tears, face holding back tears, face holding back tears.
What they like, that's a represent, like, we would never do that to white people. We would never like let a obviously slow and concussed person like
I can't believe
literally be.
You got votes.
You wouldn't trust this guy with a sharp lawnmower, and you're saying, "Hey, maybe we should put him in a place where he makes decisions for all of us."
Hey, listen, it's funny, but he almost won.
That's the point.
And he's going to win if he keeps.
The winner barely beat this guy.
And listen, yes. And listen, and from being a football player and know what it's like to lose and coming back stronger, he might win next time. I know. Listen, I know. Sometimes you wanted to be somewhere, but you can't beat that spirit.
Right. And that's what they were voting for.
Yeah, nigga. Listen, it's just the way the world is.
Herschel said this erection is for the people.
What, erection?
And at home, I was like, my erection is
Did he say erection?
I'm a little more specific, but
injection. He said erection or injection?
No, he said erection.
Or election or something, right? Erection or
erection.
He said
the truth sometimes just comes out.
Oh my God, man.
Okay, listen, this is bullshit. Hey, listen, check this out, Dick.
Good time saying.
You know, Katt, during my drug days and shit, when I'm in rehab, I had a fucked up relationship with my kids. And it's been probably
Mike Tyson flashback.
We've been friends. You know, even though it's some up and down sometimes with my oldest son and my oldest daughter, but we can reach out, we can talk to each other, we still love each other. And they all graduated from sophisticated colleges and stuff. And I always say to myself, wow, what would that be like? I never went to school or anything. I was just made to do this. I'm just very grateful I can send all these kids to NYU and all these Georgetown. I can send them to college, and I never finished 10th grade.
You did your college in prison?
Absolutely. I took the punches so they wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
I look at my son. He's 11 years old. I said, damn, when I was 11, I was locked up. He couldn't handle what I survived would have killed him.
No, Mike, any 11-year-old.
Yeah.
No 11-year-old is supposed to be where, that's how you're in this position.
Peep game. When I went there, and then when I got in the chow hall, I seen all my friends there. Yo, Mike. So I always went there. I got locked up all the time. Wow. I didn't worry about nobody beating me up or doing anything because all my boys were there. I thought they moved or something. I didn't know they were in there. So that just became, I got institutionalized very young. So I never had to worry about nobody bothering me. My people living in my building were locked up with me. It was just, I was that guy. You know what I mean? Everybody always protected me. I was just lucky. All my friends died of AIDS, suicide, murder. And most of my friends that came out, they got 40 years, 30 years. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And they're only 40. They're only 55. And I said, how do people come back from that without a support system? It's not enough organizations that have support systems. And they call these guys, they're repeat offenders, but they have no support system. Of course they're going to repeat their crime.
Yeah, humans adapt to the environment and whatever that environment entails, and that's what it entails. It's not until you're faced with others that you figure out how other people are living. But that's what makes the greatest individualists are the people who've had to adapt to things that are beyond comprehension. You go to the children's hospitals, like, it's almost too much. You know what I mean? Like, because there's all these diseases in the world and all these crippling things, but the fact that there's just all of these kids in the world that are going through these growing things.
Yo, Mike, he's such a angelic human being, man. How many kids have you adopted so far?
So they're all grown. So
all grown
it's not that I'm a grandfather.
Wow.
I'm waiting for that moment.
Oh, it's magical.
I'm waiting for that moment.
It is magical. I got 4 granddaughters, so having raised sons and daughters, you love different things about the relationships going either way, but the grandkids is just such an overwhelming blessing that that's why I was saying I understand Nick Cannon's whole
Tell me about
thing.
Nick. What's Nick's philosophy?
Well, I'm saying he's getting a lot of flack from people, just because he has 10 or 11 children. But I'm saying we all know rich guys that die with 10 or 11 cars. And
listen, if
after
my wife
they
didn't clip
10 or
me,
11
I
cars
would
don't
have
do
tons
nothing.
of kids. I like kids. I would have tons of kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And he already saw death. And when you see
when
death,
you see that, it's over.
You only concerned about your legacy after a death experience. You really just understand that I've already reached these milestones here. What about 50 years from now? Where's my name coming from? And
tell me about your name. What about it? Tell me about your. When you think of Katt, what do you think about?
Well, you have to be a little more specific.
Analyzing. I'm talking about you analyzing yourself. You analyzing yourself.
Yeah, I'm not his biggest fan. So that's what keeps the whole mechanism going. Is I like a lot of people, but he is as honest a voice as he can present in the craft that he's in, and as a person, um, he's one of God's friends down here, which is about the highest compliment you could get. But other than that, I don't know. I value everybody's opinion of me, even if it's the people that don't like me. And to be honest, especially them. Like I really value what they have to say, just because um, I know the consequences of crossing me and the things that could possibly happen. So I don't. I'm not eager for anybody to catch it. That's a little responsibility. That's my new thing.
You know, Mike, you know he used to freestyle and go crazy back in the days on mixtapes.
Tell me about that, Katt. You used to rap too? Can you rap for Can you rap for us, brother?
Hosting my mixtape back in the days.
What do you do in the mixtape? What did you say in the mixtape?
Well, again, this was back in the olden days. So back then,
82?
Back then, freestyles had to really be not written. And the way that you showed that you were freestyling was by utilizing the things that were in this circumference of all of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it would include that guy's shirt and that guy's shirt and her hat and his shoes.
You know who can do that real well? LL Cool J does that real well. He sees the whole room and comment on it. You don't even
He's
know
that era.
You don't even know he noticed you.
What? I mean, you had a short. I think you were with Dipset, a little signing. Did you really sign with them, or was that like a camera on and on them? Because you used to have like the Dipset shirts.
Hey, easy with that little.
Yeah.
I have no track record of anything like that.
Oh wow.
So
I want to hear you spit.
I want to see you punch him.
If I do that, you
man, you're scaring me right
now. If I'm working, I want everybody to work.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So.
He said, "I want you to punch him."
I'm the soldier boy of comedy.
Okay.
I was doing all of that just because I was really doing all of that.
So, anybody ever came on stage try to get you because you're ranking them so bad?
In the era of comedy that I was in, if somebody didn't like what it was that you said, they dealt with you either backstage or in the parking lot after the comedy show. And I always had the hood clubs in the cities that I was in. So if we were in Oakland and I was at Jeffrey's Inner Circle and I was in Hunters Point and I'm in East Oakland. So I'm saying when I come to LA,
that's some fun places.
They are. They're full of life, and getting those experiences is how I'm able to sell experiences, because I've seen, a lot of living, if that makes any sense.
Wow.
A lot of living in a short life.
Right. And glad about the age. Like, that's the part I'm loving the most. Just the fact that we all have made it to this point, given how things were, and now to see what type of world you're having to grow up in if you're growing up now.
Oh my God.
Like none of us can even imagine what our trajectories would have been like if we were afforded the same opportunity as the person that's 7 right now. But that's the beauty of the true evolution,
Doing any movies lately?
Yeah, I got 2 upcoming as well. I enjoy. I think I've done like 60 movies now. I haven't played Katt Williams yet, so that's what I think I like the most.
What a nigga nervous.
I tell my audience,
set up.
how wrong that was, of how robbed you were. But yes, yeah, we already cemented the deal just so that.
It's so high. It's too high over here.
That's a blessing to hear you say. That was really my goal. I was like, I don't feel like anybody's hotboxing, Mike. Like, an interview is an interview, but it's not hotboxing unless Mike says I'm hot.
We never read nothing up here, huh? Got any regrets, nigga?
Damn. That's a little threatening.
I'm sorry.
They're going to edit that right in.
Let's keep it real, right?
Yeah, I keep lots of. See?
Wow.
Look at that.
Where was that?
That was at a movie premiere.
Yeah, movie.
We were both in the movie that's in the poster behind you. A
scary movie, one of those movies?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I'm in Rush Hour 4. Fighting with Jackie Chan, nigga.
See? That's what I like about you. Like, in Hollywood,
I dropped 4 kills and lost.
By, when I hear your name
My shit almost done.
how does that make me feel? So, like, even when you did
what
the
fuck
work
is
on
Mike
Adult
eating?
Swim, like...
Some blueberries up there.
It was so brilliant. Like, yeah, so I'm a...
Yeah, blueberry nuts
I'm a fan
and
popcorn. of that whole side of things.
I mean, Mike in a cartoon, you made my day with that shit.
Yeah, for real, nigga.
Have you seen?
I interviewed him about it. It was crazy.
Oh my God! I'm saying, in the animation world, just to have a project that like really doesn't borrow from any set of plays, like it really runs a whole Wildcat.
I was telling my wife you should tell my story in cartoon.
Wow. See how you drop gems? I wonder right here who's gonna be the first person to do what he just said. That was brilliant. Are you gonna do it?
Yeah. You know, me and my wife is a genius. She just knows this shit. Just knows it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, yeah, my wife is great.
Yeah, I remember, classic right there.
Boondocks Undefeated.
Is it gonna be like another more like cartoon type shit coming up too? Or I mean, your voice is like super popular.
Yeah, I have a pretty sizable animation resume going all the way to Grand Theft Auto, but
what you saying?
I'm a fan
Grand
of
Theft.
it.
What you say?
Oh, so I got to have a comedy club in the city, and you know I'm available on your radio when you're enjoying that experience, and they can come to the comedy club, and I perform, and yeah, this was.
I want to know what you said. What was the cartoon again?
Oh no! This is
a video game.
This is a video game.
Yeah, this is
the cartoon you asked about was Boondocks.
Well, what did you say in Grand Theft Auto? That's what I wanted to say. You use your voice, right?
Yeah, I was there for days.
What did you say? Beat.
48 hours worth of shit.
Really?
Like, I did a whole comedy set. And then I did different things for the radio station. I appreciate the animation projects. I did cats and dogs. I like, but in
he said
the
everything on GTA
though,
that like
it's actually
he wanted
my
to say in real life.
Going into that, you know, the character looks like me.
Wow.
You know, so
pimpin'.
That's a whole different Mike Tyson type level.
It's all good. Respect.
Yeah, the Boondocks Undefeated.
When are you and Mike gonna do something together like a cartoon? That'd be the wildest shit.
Shit, huh?
That's a good question.
Right. Some really brilliant ideas have gone on in this conversation. I used to be at the same agency he was at.
Oh, really?
And so I would be privy to these moves he was making. As a business person, I'm like, man, this guy is not afraid to take chances, and he nails it every time. Like the one-man show to the
That
So,
one
hey,
man show.
listen, that has nothing to do with me. I'm not smart enough to navigate that. It's all, it's the universe.
That's part of the brilliance. The only people that know anything know how much they don't know. Other than that, there's no flex.
So check it out. Where you live at now?
I'm still in the United States. I'm
Have you ever left the country?
Bi-coastal.
Have you ever left the country?
Oh yeah, I had done missionary work in Haiti.
Oh, my son does that
2
shit
years
too.
before I was 15. Yeah.
My son does that shit. My son, his name Miguel Tyson. He goes to different country, build dams and bridges.
I love Haiti. They were having children dying from diarrhea was the number one killer in the region that I was in.
Wow.
And so I would fill my pockets with salt and I would go to the villages and in Creole explain to the mothers that if you just put this in the baby's water, then because they would just get so dehydrated and then they couldn't drink and then the water's not clean.
Katt, know what he doesn't understand?
What's that?
A lady might be 50 years old, never had a cat spit. Never had an injection, never been tested, never been observed, never seen a doctor.
Yeah, like.
Can you imagine that?
A life of no appointments, no checkups. Right. And living with whatever that means. So something that in this society you would just get treated immediately.
I'm a pig, all the food is on me.
They live through that. Are you being attacked by food again?
Yeah, you the only nigga out smoke weed in this show. I mean,
I apologize for that. I really cut down. I don't know if anybody at home knows. I laid off as it started affecting you.
I'm always missed. I can't find my fucking mouth.
Me and you like Adam and Eve, but I'm Adam, you Eve.
He's a fucking comedian.
Whoa, what? No, that
yeah,
thanks, Lifford Oh no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm always looking for that. So I'm finding my happiness in wherever this is. So that's why I enjoy golf, because it's the chance for me to play a complex game that requires me to outthink the surroundings while also battling the best I've ever done, while also enjoying an outside environment and also being able to smoke and drink and be in a wheeled vehicle. And, it's like I cultivate those experiences. And my life is completely full of magnificent women. And
Tell me more about the women now.
Yeah, wherever there's a place where a man is, I have found that if you can get him out the way and put a woman in there, it makes things better. And so I don't really have a problem with happiness at all, because that's how I go every day. Things can happen that disrupt the happiness, of course. I'm only partially human.
So how do you think women should live?
Partially.
How do you think women should live in society? Should they be control over their body? Or should they let the government tell them what to do with their body? I'm just curious. I'm just putting it out there,
I was just going to answer this, though.
Political shit.
I allow myself to have political opinions, but I don't really have
He's supposed to say he's not a woman.
Any allowances in my life
to
make any suggestions or critiques on women, period. And unfortunately, I thought everybody agreed that women were already supposed to have all of their rights and didn't have to consult with anybody about anything that pertained solely to them, because they're the only life bearers on the planet.
Preach.
So how did they get outranked in anybody's civilization is beyond me. But
I'm just saying that
the law says differently right now, so I don't.
I'm just saying, I don't even know why I asked you that fucking question.
I think you saw it on a screen somewhere. Someone decided to work with the enemy and trip me up. I'm sure that.
The fuck was talking about?
Oh my God.
It was real though.
What's your next stand-up special? You want to shout that out for 2023? Something big you planning?
Yeah, that's not in the future at all.
So you
that's
just
literally the end of this month, December.
Katt, where you know that nigga
is
from
a
right
new
here?
year.
You know,
He seems to be a fascinating individual. I don't think he's old enough for me to know
you
him.
see how he speaks? I'm fucked up by his fucking dick.
What am I saying?
Right. Should I ask him some questions and find out his story? So,
who are you, nigga?
Where do you know Mike Tyson from?
Wow. From radio. When I first interviewed him, we locked in. So organic, and we just became friends. And he came back a few times, and we just been friends ever
You
since.
didn't interview me when I was locked up, you said?
No, not when you were locked up, Ran, when you did radio. Your first interview was the cartoon he was talking about. And after that, we just been homies.
Mm-hmm. And what about you and Katt Williams?
I mean, my relationship with you is Hot 97, back in the days, hanging out.
Hot 97.
Yeah, we used, you came on my show once with a couple of your clique and stuff. I used to interview you. You come through, show support, fuck with your shit. You funny, you funny nigga.
Funny how?
Motherfucking funny.
Thank you. That was a Joe Pesci nod.
I was getting a little urban, man.
Yeah,
I apologize.
that was a Joe Pesci nod.
Oh, hey, chill. I got a fucking gift for you. This is a gift from Tyson 2.0. We got some weed in here.
Thank you so much.
Hotboxin, whatever. Talk for a while.
This is a great experience.
Tens of millions of people here. Just tell them how to get in contact with you, what you want them to
Cam,
see.
I know you got a DIN number, just call dude, you weirdo.
Tell them anything, man.
He got his number on not that I know of. I don't think I do.
Tell them where you performing at.
Thank you. If you're looking for me, you can catch me at hotboxin.store. You can catch me there, primarily. Also, I'm on Instagram, cleverly hidden under the name Katt Williams. That's right, Katt Williams. And got a great tour. We'll be there in Los Angeles for New Year's.
In Los Angeles?
And Ontario, yes, sir. So it's good to be here. And the weather here is the same as on the East Coast. So how crazy is that? Same temperature here as New York City.
You'll get fucking hot.
Me and my wife was having a private, it's a moment. We're both crying about something. It's an intimate moment with your wife. And then next you know, our neighbor calls, hey, is everything okay? Are we going to get that boat for St. Bart's? Hey, what about James? I said, what the fuck? I forgot I got that part of my life, too. Shit. Me and my wife hugging and kissing, we talking about us crying.
You believe this shit?
Nigga talk about a boat and St. Bart's and what plane we gonna get. I'm like, what the fuck? I just forgot I lived that life too. I'm crying about my fucking past with my wife. Okay, I'm sorry. Please tell these niggas some more shit, please.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, this is the end of another episode of Hotboxin. Hey guys, this is the end of another great episode of Hotboxin. I'm Mike Tyson.
Who cares?
And we'd like to thank Katt Williams for, blessing us with your presence.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have much respect for you, brother.
Likewise.